Oh, I am here. Ah, my mic. Woohoo. Yay. Yeah, this is one of the short days. Ah, my leg. Something caught my leg. Okay. 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 Okay, why? Oh. Oh. Hmm. That is. Okay. Let's do it. Let's go to the video. Okay, so I need to get Plague because that's still alive. Still gonna get Cuphead first. Yeah, I know it's fast. I need the sound off for a couple seconds. Okay, that's all I need. I'm just gonna turn it off. Yep, I better turn this back on. Oh, oh yeah, then I'm fine because it looks like it's just like 5 minutes, so that should be good. Let me just look up a couple of things. Oh, come on. Quaxley. I know I probably mispronounced it. Oh. Okay. Do you know what? Do you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. Um. So Yeah, no, I'm not going to use this moment. Maybe I am, if I don't have anything else. Quagsley. I put Quagsly when Quagsley is Quaxly. So I basically just I removed the X and added a G and an S for no reason. So I'm like 2 letters. I'm like, not that far off. I'm fine with that. And now I need to find the other one. Dot. Louis, I also didn't get too far off. I just missed an I. Oh, I love the madness. Okay, don't need this, but I'm just going to keep it up. There it is. Dodge the head. Hashtag dodge. Hashtag head. Okay. shoot. Oh. Oh, that's insane. Okay, I didn't think of that. Shoot, that is clever. That's like fourth level, like big brain moment. That's Cuphead. Okay, let's go back. Okay, let's do that. Okay, let me just do something a second. Okay. uh, select all. But now I'm gonna just put this into. That didn't. Okay, go to gaming. Okay. Okay, so I need to do.
Crime and murder. Circle. I'm gonna see if I can get any of these, because I'm getting sometimes a dual one. Uh, Why did I take a picture? That is something stupid. I'm watching queer streamers answers assumptions. I like assumptions. Assumptions are really fun because you get to see different people's perspective. I feel like that'll be fun. I also love the idea of that, like, the other one is like, oh, we're going to leave the clips until last. But this one is like, nah, we're going to do the clips first, and then we're going to do on the day, and then we're going to do this, and then we're going to do that. Hold on a second. Number 7. So I put in the 4. Okay, so dodge. head. Why do I keep taking the pictures? I feel like I've done that one. I don't know why. I'm just gonna double check on the days because I know the other one is 9, I think. So I feel like there might. Okay, so that's 9. Gotta redo that one.
Did you know that the way you
They found out we're British. Hashtag British, hashtag found out, hashtag oh no. Oh well. I forgot I was like, oh no. Bad. I want to listen to something because I feel like something's really interesting. I find that weird that there's no freeze computer. Okay, so I'm visiting. I don't need this again. Also, didn't realise I forgot that I haven't done the changing for times. Okay, so uh, 16. Actually, no, not that one because the next one. No, wait, no, it is Saturday. 16:43, so that's 17:43. Massica, where you found your pineapple? Pineapple. I love it. I love the idea of being like, I married a pineapple. Like that's like it's like well, I woke up one morning married to a pineapple, and it's like, what? Also, I just realized there was a bunch of like different like things. Like I had a series of reviews, a list of my loops, etc., etc., including like, here are the 10 things I need to review. Here are this. Here are that. Actually, yeah, 36. But like, it was a bunch of like stuff about like here are the notes. Here to this. Here to that. Being like 5 different playlists, and now I've gotten it down to
Less than that. I still got a lot, but a lot of them are not relevant. So I've got shows I have not finished. Which, like before, one word only. Your Wizards for Re Shangri-La, Ulfriteria, the Pokemon, the. There's a lot of shows beginning with the, and then a bunch of Simpsons. With all of that being like, yeah, these are the shows I have not finished, but I have started. Alongside that, I also have the Simpsons section where I've got like, these are how long the episodes are going to be, but that's just for the Simpsons, so I know what section I'm on. And then I've got the most important ones. I've got review to watch, which basically means it's what I'm reviewing, which is Secret, Alien, Castlevania, Villains, Junior, Pokemon, Secrets, Aliens, Cells. Actually, the first one right now is Magica, but I'll put that below because I'm going to change that in a second. Magical, which turns into Fairy, a lot of us, Androids, Aliens, Subverse, Supervision, and Housing, which is good. But then I've got my loops and need to watch, which basically has the loops, which goes a series on which goes Disney Plus series, movie franchise, Netflix, Crunchyroll, Channel 4, and the franchise is if I find a movie franchise on a Pacific network. Like maybe I'll go to Indiana Jones and I'll put those three in. Right now I'm doing the Alien and Predator series. So then I've got Netflix, Crunchyroll, Channel 4, BBC, which I actually don't have a lot of BBC, and ITV. And I've got stuff all the way down to April 5th. But I'd also like to point out there's a lot of these days that are NA and have nothing in them. And this is so in case it was like, oh yeah, by the way, I found a BBC that I want to watch. I can just go slot that in and I don't need to worry about it. And that also gives a bonus, whereas like if on the 17th I don't have anything else to review, I just go to the 18th and I move all of it up one. Yay! But I am going to put NA until it states otherwise. Which is going to be funny because I'm like, oh, well, I'm airing stuff on now, so I'm just going to move it around. It's just going to be weird. You're still going to get the same review. It just
Another day, another question for...
On the 17th, unless between now and the 17th. So what's going to happen? Let's say, for example, now, because between now and the 17th, I have stuff, which is Fairy, again, a lot of us, Android, Aliens, Subverse, again, Housing, all the things I said before, and then there's one NA. If the NA doesn't become possible, and I still have nothing on from BBC specifically that I want to watch, I will go down to the other Again, I'm just doing the first word because I find it funny, which is on the 18th. But that means on the 18th, it'll go to The Boys, which then that 19th will go into an unknown series from Disney Plus that I might finish with, which then will go to The Predators, Cobra Kai, Blue Lock, etc., 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 etc. So, it's going to be weird, but it's going to be fun. Also, I might need to, like, push, if, let's say, Cobra Kai goes on air before the 13th, I'm going to skip that, because that doesn't finish until the 13th, until after the 13th. Also, it's really interesting that Cobra Kai is finishing, but anyway, that's besides the point. Also, I'm writing the full names, so that means when I'm done, I could copy in all this stuff. I can go to Gmail if it's like way too long.
let's talk about a show about magical girls and dying.
Yeah, I can't think of anything, so I just said something.
I know I was gonna grab that, but Test 1. Ugh, this has gone badly. Shit. So yeah, this show, and I'm gonna be completely honest, I wanted to watch this knowing, because there's some show things on anime being like, the show starts where it's like the character's like this and the character does this. Yeah, Seth wants something. Yeah, and ice. I like the show begins with this. You know the one with like the sort of like the voice. I'm not gonna diss those people because they exist and they're just talking about the show. And sometimes I watch it and I'm like, for like 5 minutes ish, and the reason why I want to isn't so I can get spoiled, it's so I sort of get what the show is about. And after a certain while, because it was ages ago, I didn't watch it, and then I found it. And I'm like, okay, let's watch it. So, I already knew about the spoiler. I'm not going to say the spoiler, but I already knew it going in. So, you will be spoiled. There is a twist that happens, but I'm going to say straight up, I don't know if they advertise it. Let me just check. Yeah, so I'm not going to say if I say this or not, because I don't know if they advertise that as a thing or not. But the one thing I am going to say, how they do the action scenes and how they do the magic, I think is really creative from person to person. Overall, it's just tough. It's really dark and just really insane. So let's get into those things. So yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The whole thing is sort of like another one of those magical dark ones. And the one thing I like is because there's 3 I know. 1 I haven't watched, but the reason why I like there's the 2 dark magical girls I know about. And I am going to include 1 as the whole, because I know there's 2 technical series, but it is a similar idea. You have Madoka Magical Girls and Magical Records in one side, which I am going to admit I do like. The idea of like despair and misery and all of that stuff going forward as an ending loop. I was watching this thing by Darcy Talks About Games, where it talks about loops. I think looping. What was the thing? It was, looping. And there was so many things with like loops, and I like that idea of like darkness looping, because like that's how the world works, and like that's how we can keep the universe stable, and it's effed up, and that sort of like pattern, like we will do this is the only way that we know. But I also like this, which is we're just testing them, and I got bored. Like the other one isn't that useful. It isn't like a moral thing. But I like how that one you have, this is how it's done. This one is, we didn't need to do this. We just wiped your memory. That was boring. So now the murder. It's like, oh great, murder. Murder. I find it insane and so effed up. It's like, we're going to change this because we feel like it. I also find it so effed up how they're like, yeah, this has happened. Like, what are you worried about? Like, this just happens as normal. It's like, no, people are dying. It's like, this is just a test. I'm like, are you kidding me? No. It's insane and horrible. And as you just get less and less and all of it happens, I just find it so insane. And how it ends, I love. But I also like the idea that you have his one character and you slowly reveal each one of their backstories, why they became a magical girl, why, and you can tell that this was designed to create conflict with some of them. But some of their histories I find so effed up, and you get why they do what they do, and it is so insane. But yeah. I like this in a way. Because with Dark Magical Girls, most of the time it's just magical girls. And it's reversing it so that, like, you get, like, people who are more psychological. But I like in a way that this, in a certain regard, is essentially Magical Girl Hunger Games. And I like that. Overall. I do think it's interesting because of that. Overall. And I would recommend. It is dark, like I've said in the non-spoiler section of this. Right now. But yeah, I do think this is good. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and good night.
Test 1.
It is dark. There's so many things that I'm like, why die? Why are they dead? Like, there's a moment where it's like, one of the people in there is doing it because she needs money, because she's homeless. And it's like, that's understandable. That makes so much sense. It's like, sometimes you're at that desperation, and then there's so many people that I want you to live. Oh. It's one of those shows where you care about them so much. And there's so many people where I'm like, oh, this is amazing. There was definitely one, which was essentially the witch one, the one with the broomstick. Which I'm like, I want you to live, and then no, she dies. Where is it? No, it's not this one. Magical Girl Raising Project Season 1 Review. Hashtag Magical Girl Raising Project. Hashtag Season 1. Hashtag Review. It's the only one, but I'm not going to change the image because it's like, I know I might change it to that, but it's like this being like, and it's like, yeah, that represents my forward of the zero. It's like, what the fuck? Definitely when it gets like in the first battle when they go from 16 to 8, it's like you can see it slowly build up, but when you get 8 to 4 and they're doing those things, that is when it truly goes into. I also like the idea that one of the things that is really horrible, you get these two people being like really mean and nasty, but then you see one of the two of them die, and it's like, these people weren't being like moral at a certain point. There were some manipulative tactics and this and that, but you see the pain of like, they cared about each other enough that they made both characters sort of like these really weird one-winging angels. But you see them care for each other. And then you see one of them die. And it's like, I don't sympathize because you did manipulate, trick people, and steal from another. But you also have to realize this is insane. The show gets really dark. It gets to points of like murders in there, homelessness is in there, and straight up someone ends their own life because like they brought them into this, and because of that they died, and then they blame themselves for that, and it's so insane. At first, I was planning to maybe stop, but because I was actually intrigued, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give this show a shot. Because, like, I'm a fan, and I don't know if people can tell, I'm a fan of, like, sometimes shows can have happy endings. I'm like, and everyone lives, yay! But, like, realistically, not only do stories sometimes work better with darker endings, obviously, but sometimes it's more poignant. Because all of them thought the opportunity was good when they didn't really know what they were truly getting involved with. And that, I think, is an interesting idea. I just find it so dark that so many people died. And obviously, the flip point of it is true that you can get too peaceful and you can get too, like, just slice of life. And sometimes a show does need to have some stakes. And that is the thing. But sometimes you can go, like, too nothing really happens. You can also get, stop. You can also go too effed up. There's, like, a point where it's like, okay, this is gone beyond what we need. This is just, like, literally people torturing each other. There are certain points where you can go too far either way. And I do fully agree with that, and I do fully think that is a correct and valid thing. It's just, there is a point of, like, this is a little bit dark, but not too dark. And sometimes some people go over it, and some people go not that far, and, like, they don't use as much darkness. Also, I like them doing Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest. One video! Because I've got everything on this, that, the other. It is, like, it comes into focus. That's why I've got, like, this whole thing of, like, rotating stuff. So I can watch different amount of stuff. I also love that one of the sections is just anime, and one of them is just Disney, which legitimately, I don't have anything for a while. I have some things coming up with, I love how much it fits into the last one I did. Yeah, well, son. I'm not gonna say. But it is horrible and insane. Like, that's why I'm glad I'm moving into this section, which is going to have fairy tales and magic. And is hopefully not as dark. Actually, Fairy Tail gets fairly dark with his characters. I watched Fairy Tail, all of Fairy Tail. I think most of Fairy Tail besides the last season 3 times, and then the last season like twice. Why? Even though it's 100 episode songs? I don't know. I have no logical reason. Okay, so let me just... Okay. Copy. Paste. And then obviously, the first one of all, the first NA. Select. 4, 5. Okay. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like this video, and good night.